You can't grow beyond something if you are too afraid to admit that you are already past it. Durante Lamar. I heard this quote and it literally, I had to sit with it on my chest for a while and just kind of contemplate it and think about it. Because it's not that we don't know when something is over. We do know. But for some reason, we lie to ourselves about still being in it because the truth feels too costly. And that's what I want to talk to you today about. You outgrow things before you leave them. That's point number one. You don't leave the moment you outgrow something. You leave the moment you stop lying to yourself about it. And sometimes that can take years, although it doesn't have to. I remember looking back at my old journals and realizing I had already started questioning Christianity long before I ever said out loud, this doesn't fit anymore. I had written questions I was too afraid to answer. I was already pulling away spiritually, but I couldn't admit it mentally. Why? Because fear had me by the throat. Fear of hell, fear of being wrong, fear of losing identity and community and familiarity. And if I'm honest, Christianity had become a part of who I thought I was. Not what I practiced, not what I believed, just a label I didn't know how to peel off. So I stayed. I pretended. I tried to make it work. Even though deep down I had already left. Point number two. Love isn't always the anchor. Fear is. Let me give you another example. I was in this relationship with someone that I knew that was going nowhere. I knew it, but I stayed. I told myself, I love him. I can't let him go. But here's the truth. I was too afraid to say I wanted to let him go. I just didn't believe I could. What I called love was actually fear. Fear of regret, fear of loneliness, fear of losing all of the time I had committed into that relationship, fear of being seen as the one who gave up. I kept trying to align my actions with the story in my head. This is love. You fight for love. You don't just walk away. But my body knew. My spirit knew. I had already emotionally exited the relationship. I was just too scared to be honest about it. And I think a lot of us are walking around just like that. Already past it, but still pretending to be in it because of what leaving might say about us, what leaving might cause others to say about us, or leaving would cause what leaving would cause us to think about what others will say about us. Point number three. Truth is the gateway to growth. Here's the reality. You don't need closure to grow. You don't need permission to move forward. You don't even need perfect peace. You just need truth. Growth doesn't start when you leave. It starts the moment you can say without apology and without guilt, this no longer fits who I am. It starts when you admit that you're already past it, even if your actions haven't caught up yet. That truth is the crack in the shell, and your next chapter, your next movie of life is just waiting to be born, to be lived through that crack. So I'll ask you, what I had to ask myself: where are you pretending to still be in it when your soul has already stepped out? What belief, relationship, role, or identity are you holding on to, not because it's right for you, but because you're afraid of what admitting the truth will mean? Just know, you're not stuck. You're just scared to admit that you've already outgrown it. And once you do, your freedom is right on the other side of that honesty. The moment you can say, this no longer fits who I am. Now, not when you get the courage to leave, not when others understand, but when you can admit this truth to yourself: I'm already past this. This is Sean Speaks.